making a land care difference towards achieving land degradation neutrality. Land care is a community-based, community-led and a government-supported program with a goal to optimize productivity and sustain natural resources. We cross live to our reporter in Kimberley, Ulrich Hendriks. Ulrich, goeiemôre.
Hi, goeiemôre Palesa, and welcome to Kimberley in the Northern Cape. We're broadcasting from the SABC Convention Centre. Of course, we're at the 7th Biennial LandCare Conference. Now, this conference, in essence, is about the products that we as consumers consume at the end of the day, but also about the people who then make these or produce these products, are farmers, and how they use the natural resources that they have, the land that they use to cultivate these products, and of course the water, etc., that they use to grow these products. But to talk to us a bit about the land conference and how it affects them is of course a farmer. That's Tumi Shole from the Northwest Province. Good morning to me.
Morning, Ulrich. How are you?
Tell us the LandCare program. You've been participating in it. It's not your first time. They have been to your farm. You are under this project. How has it changed the way you farm?
Ulrich, because of the changing climatic conditions, the unpredictable weather that we are faced with, we need to adapt to new technologies that will assist us be more efficient as farmers so that we can sustain our operations and also look after our natural resources.
And so what are you doing differently on your farm?
We till the soil minimally. We use a concept called minimum or working towards no-till, where we hardly disturb the soil from planting to harvesting, so as to conserve the moisture, the little moisture that we have in the soils, and also to avoid soil erosion.
And then, of course, the drought, of course, a big problem in this province and in yours. How is the effect of the drought changed the way you farm, but also how is it affecting you as a farmer?
It's forcing us to look at new technologies so as to adapt, because with the conventional way that we've been doing things, we'll be left behind and we won't be farming in the foreseeable future. We just have to find new solutions for the problem. We've got a challenge that is in front of us. We just need to work together with the research institutions such as the ARC to get solutions for us to continue farming in a sustainable manner.
And now you're one of the speakers at this LandCare conference. What is the message that you are bringing to your fellow farmers and to other stakeholders?
Innovation, working with research partners. We've got a challenge in front of us. We've got a drought. There's nothing we can do about that. The only thing that we can do to overcome is to look at new ways, new solutions for us to overcome this drought that we are faced with. It's not something that might just go away after one season or be rectified in one season. It's something that we're going to live with for a very long time. So if we don't adapt, we'll be left behind. And we've got a mandate to produce food for people in urban areas and the growing population of the world. So it's our responsibility to look at new solutions.
And then talking about the drought, now this is something that happens, and then after a few years or after a year, the rain does come. And in some cases that then leads to floods because of the soil erosion, etc. As a farmer, how do you prepare your land for when the rain comes after a prolonged drought like this one?
When we talk about conservation agriculture, one of the prerequisites is to have a mulch cover or cover crop, so as when it rains, the water infiltrates the soil and it gets stored there. So it's one of those things that, there's research around that. It's something that I practice on the piece of land that I farm on, to have as much mulch cover on the ground, so as to protect the soil from wind erosion, so as to get the rain to infiltrate the soil so you can store the rain, weed control, because the limiting factor here would be the water content of the soil. So we have to conserve the moisture that we have here.
Thank you very much. That's Tumi Shole. He's a farmer of the Northwest, talking about how they are changing the way they're farming to adapt to the drought and to climate change. But we're not done here at the SABC Convention Centre. We'll still come back within the next hour or so. For now, it's back to the studio.
listening to the sounds of the Soweto String Quartet, and of course just that sad moment when we heard of the passing of Ruben Khemeze of that Soweto String Quartet. He collapsed and died last week. And of course, there's going to be a memorial service that will be held for him today. And his last performance, believe it or not, was at the Thank You SABC Music Concert that was held at Orlando Stadium. To tell us a little bit more about what's going to be happening